Hey Simmers, it's Erin, I play The Sims, and you are watching the next episode of the 100die Fundie Baby Challenge, a challenge in The Sims 4 where we take the 100 Baby Challenge to weird, culty, fundy church. Ooh, school's not about to start in an hour. That's not gonna happen. I have been, really slacking on this calendar, you guys. I need to absolutely remember to do this. It's gonna be a rough week. There we go. Everybody is set to take a vacation day. Mr. and Mrs. are enjoying some marital perks, we're gonna say. Conserving water, all of those, right? Because we all know that woohoo is for making babies, right? And if you're not making babies, you really shouldn't be doing it unless he wants to, and then, whole thing, right? So, guys, today, Rose Quartz, she is doing some laundry, and y'all, she desperately wants us to get a dishwasher. Now, Daddy doesn't believe in wasting simoleons like that. We do have simoleons to spare, but listen, it's been good enough for Moses and, his wife Sarah and everybody since, so it's good enough for his family as well. We've got Danny that is helping out Dad in the farm right now. He is helping out with How Now, making sure How Now is nice and happy, trying to build some relationship. I like to think that How Now kind of has Danny's number. We'll see if she'll let him milk. Rose is, it looks like she liked the relief on her udders more than she dislikes Danny. So I get it, girl. Mom is making some healthy breakfast. Her little tot is going to be waking up. Limestone is going to be waking up here soon. Everybody else is pretty good, but I still want Mom to have a nice healthy breakfast ready. Yes. Oh my goodness, Garnet, you go. Garnet, because of her Child of the Watcher aspiration, needs to play an instrument for 5 total hours. She has 2 down, very proud of her. She also has to go 12 hours without a negative need moodlet. So we'll see how we do there. And she needs to become friends with 2 adults, her parents. So we're gonna work on that. But she's got some time that she's got to invest in this. Ooh, Onyx. I don't get the impression. I think Onyx is easy to overlook because Onyx maybe doesn't speak all that much. He was just looking at this poster. I feel like he's gonna have to talk with Dad because these kids have been told pretty much their whole lives that you don't need to stir contention among your brethren. So basically this is a passage in the symbol, and the whole overarching theme of it is conflict resolution in a specific church in ancient Tartosan times. So the whole gist of it is like, hey, things aren't really a big deal, and let stuff roll off your back, and you don't need to cause problems all the time. And that if something is a big deal, then yeah, you need to be upfront and address it in a considerate way. But this gets twisted. So stirring up contention among the brethren is something that none of the children are encouraged to do. However, if they do have a problem with one of their siblings, they should go to the sibling. And if they don't feel like they can do that, they should go to the parents for counsel about how to go to the sibling. Now, these parents are going to be really, really encouraging close relationships between siblings because that will help in their minds the kids to stay. They know that their kids need community, and they like that they have ready-made all the community that they need. Ooh, looks like Limestone just got the light sleeper quirk. Great. Ooh, Dad just said that he likes Danburite. It looks like all 3 of them are talking. Poor Beth is getting attacked. Uh-oh. I think that they're all talking about Danburite. You know what? Onyx. Nope. Topaz. Topaz was very good about going to both parents to talk with them about how to approach Danburite or what to do. He saw that stolen poster, and he's not exactly sure what to do. He knows that stealing is wrong. It is a sin against the Watcher. Oh my goodness, these bees. You know what? This is not worth it. They're enraged. There's nothing I can do about them. So we're going to sell the bees. The honey was a nice thought once upon a time. We've outgrown it. You know what? We've outgrown it. she's gonna go, oh, she just scared her husband. So she's gonna have a deep conversation. Maybe that was just an icebreaker that, hey, listen, Topaz has noticed this. It's affecting our other children. Oh boy, we need to sell some chickens. They were just reacting to a cute moment. But I like to think that they, maybe the game thinks that they were reacting to a cute moment, but I like to think that that was James realizing what had happened, that his son has stolen from his school. We have our young man posting to his Simstagram account. Talk about hypocrisy. He is stealing. He wants to enthuse about the thrill of the steal right now. And he's just gained more followers for this. They don't know. They don't know online how he lives off of Simstagram. But I will tell you what, James is starting to. And he's been in denial, I think, about his child. He misses his 2 boys that have left already. He misses his other children. But he knows that he has a responsibility to his watcher and to this child to tell him, like, hey, I need you to be a lot more responsible, son. Your mother and now one of your siblings has seen that trophy that I am, quite frankly, disgusted that you are keeping in your room. I've raised you better than this, and I'm going to give you one opportunity to tell me what happened. And do you think Danny's going to do it? Absolutely not. He's going to keep his mouth shut. He is going to play ignorant so that, never give yourself away, right? Why put yourself in that position? And I think that James is trying to give him absolutely every out. What are we talking about right now? We are giving him the woohoo talk. Son, this is going to affect the way that you are the man of your household. This is going to affect the way that you love and cherish your wife. Whole thing. So fun to be around, right? He's buttering him up. I think maybe Danny's manipulation is they have a difficult relationship right now. I think that James's trust in this young man has really fallen. He loves his son, but he is off that pedestal. Oh my goodness, sir. What are they doing? They are arguing. Probably about Danny's choices. Oh, some words are being exchanged, you guys. I think that Danny thinks that James is weak, and James thinks that Danny is just sinful. Do not steal. Thou shalt not steal. It's one of the 10 commandments. It's one of the things that we all know we ought to live by as Watcherites, especially as fundamentalist Watcherites, or as they would say, as like true Watcherites. James would say, hey, we are supposed to be a light to the world. We are holding fast to these fundamentalist beliefs. So like we in the real world call them fundamentalists or fundies, but I think maybe the Sims would call themselves like holding fast or holding true, maybe fastions or something like that. Like we are showing people that the fastion way is the right way. So as a watcher fastion or a watcher fundy, you are called to higher standards, and you are not upholding those right now. And I think Danny knows the gig is up and is just being chaotic right now, trying to throw blame anywhere that he can, trying to exhaust his father away from his point. And I don't think James likes this at all and feels like something drastic needs to happen. At this point, he's going to try to model for Danny how to, oh man, they are so over it, how to try to reconcile this argument. I've got them chatting. He's going to show him how to be the bigger man and say, listen, I am your father. I'm your absolute authority on this earth right at this moment. And this is how you reconcile when you mess up. And I expect you to do the same thing. But make no mistake about this, Danny. This behavior is not condoned by the Watcher, and it is not condoned in my house. So Danny's got a lot of thinking to do. I think he has extra chores for today, and he is now doubting. Oh boy. So he's going to go wake up his horse. This bed is nasty, by the way. The rest of the household is just doing, they're doing their homeschool thing. James is off to sort of try to tend his garden a little bit, and then he has an email to send. He's heard about the the missionary organization, obviously, that Onyx went on, and that Timothy Davis now has a reform program to be able to send young youth to, usually boys, to go to Salvadorada and work off their sins, for lack of a better term. Nothing like hard work and sweat. Idle hands are the devil's plaything. All that stuff, right? So there we go. Danny is hugging his trusty steed, who is in a foul mood. I will say that. Let's see if we can't clean this bad boy. Let's brush him a little bit. We're going to clean out his hooves, all that. We'll get him some food to eat. Oh, it looks like, oh, okay, Rose, but who am I? This is Rose questioning her gender identity. I'm not sure what I want to be when I grow up. All my friends seem to have it figured out. How do I figure it out myself? I wish I knew who Rose was asking. Whether it was her mother or her father. They would not say pick something that you like. They would not say no worries, you have time, unless they were trying to put off the inevitable. Or study for a high-paying job. What I'm interpreting this saying is that, listen, anatomy is anatomy. You're born with it. It's not a choice. And you were not born in the wrong body, because that would be to say that the watcher makes mistakes and you don't get to assert that. And I think that they would be very afraid. For now, thank goodness, Rose obviously picked their moment. Rose picked her moment. There were no other real kids around. Dad's calling everybody to the meal. I can guarantee that he feels like he is losing grip of his household. He has yet another daughter questioning things like sexuality, gender identity, that he and Beth are convinced is a sin against the watcher. What are they doing wrong? He has one boy who is comfortable lying, who is comfortable stealing. So he's talked with Beth, and they're going to send Danny, Danny registered, for this work camp by Mr. Davis, this tough love kind of thing. So he's in the middle of writing an email, parlaying, saying, hey, I know you remember Onyx. We've got a young man in the Watcher who has lost his way. He needs help repenting and becoming truly repentant. And you seem to have this all figured out. Very much respect the way that you're going with this. So he's just going to be waiting on information back. He says, I know that you have a program that is about to be starting. Can my son be one of your fledgling members of this? Please, we're desperate and we feel like you're an answer to prayer. So we're going to be waiting for a response back for that. Meanwhile, Mama is going to set her daughter on some traditionally female chores. She is going to be setting her on some more laundry. Let her sort of work that out again. Idle hands, the devil's plaything, all that. Mama is now going to be... Oh, we have actually a hen chick that we need to name. So our last chick was Joshua, and if we're going in symbolical order, we had Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus. Numbers was our sheep that our oldest son has. Deuteronomy, Joshua. This would be Judges. Judges the hen. And we have another egg incubating. Comment down if you know what our next egg is going to be named. Mom is really thinking hard about this. She and James have really started to think about what it is they can do. Maybe they've been keeping everybody too cooped up, not out there enough, in controlled environments in the world. So they're going to go, and she's going to be looking into campsites. Obviously, she's going to be running all this by her husband. She and her husband are a team. He is the leader, but she is his right hand. So they make all major life and family choices together. So she's heard about a place called Moonwood Mill. That just seems like very wooded, secluded, just the place that she and her family need to get, some great family memories together, She's going to put Limestone to an early bed tonight. Limestone has been working like crazy with her. Aww. And James said that he was waiting back to hear from Mr. Davis. So they're going to be waiting for that, and then they'll probably end up going on that trip once they know that Danny is good and settled. Danny gets the absolutely disgusting job of rummaging through the garbages for bits and pieces, composting the toilets. He's getting all the least desirable stuff right now, whilst he is working off that punishment. While he's being punished for the sin that he committed, he isn't really, this wouldn't be swept under the rug. This would be awful. He would have to get to a very repentant spot. And I don't think that Danny is that right now. I don't think Danny's sorry at all that he stole something. He feels like it was pretty thrilling. He is not super happy about all the dirtiness, but James feels very justified in being like, well, if you don't want your, if you can't feel truly sorry, at least you can be truly disgusted, because that's how I feel right now. Oh my goodness, Cecilia called to chat. She is talking with Beth, and she said she's been thinking about trying for a baby lately. Beth would feel, babies make Beth happy anyway. She knows how hard it is, but this is a sacrifice that she and the other women make. Try for that baby. All right, well, I think, yes, we'll do it. Thanks for the advice. We're having a baby. Oh, poor Cecilia. I feel so bad for her. James just got the email from that one guy, from Timothy, from Mr. Davis, that, hey, we absolutely can take him. We would be really excited. This is sooner than we thought. But yes, we can still tell folks that he's going on that mission trip that he raised money for. And in fact, it will be a mission trip. He is going to be serving the people of Salvadorada, and reaching folks for the Watcher. He will just also be in this work camp, is what he's telling them. So they are telling Danverite that, hey, bud, in the morning, we are going to say goodbye to your siblings and you're going to leave. Daddy told you that this was a big deal and you are not repentant. So it's our job to make sure that you are repentant. We're doing this because we love you. We're doing this because we want the best for you. And we do this because we believe the Watcher's hand is in it. And we want to see the Watcher working in your life and you not making it impossible for the Watcher to affect it. And all of those things would be true. James does have a reputation as a pastor to uphold, but at the end of the day, he's a dad and this is his family and that's his kid and he's afraid. So he's going to do what he can. Now, did he report this to the authorities? No. Did he seek outside of his faith community for help with this, any kind of counseling? No, absolutely not, because James does not trust any kind of municipal authority, anything like that. It's very preached against that, the Samaritan government is against him and his faith anyway, and would be looking to persecute him and his children for it. So he's going to be looking for alternative methods. And guess what? I don't know that that's going to work out super well. It is nearly 10 o'clock at night. They've had a long emotional day. Everybody is going to go to bed. So guys, I will see you in the morning where we get to say goodbye to Danny. Everybody is up. It is Thursday morning. The kids know something's up. They know that there was a conversation. Oh my gosh, is he getting a little bit of peach fuzz? Look, oh my goodness. Look at that on his lip. He needs to shave. Everybody is just talking and gabbing. It looks like he's growing out of, because he's experiencing puberty. Oh no. And oh my goodness. He is about to ask his sister he's about to enthuse about the thrill of the steal. He wants to cloud gaze with Leaf. Oh my goodness. I bet this kid has had such a confusing upbringing. He wants to go swipe an item. Unchanged young man right here. Dad is gonna have to break the news to the kiddos after they call out for school because I did not do well. He's blowing a kiss to Mom. I think he's sort of like giving her a little bit of assurance. I know this is hard, but we still have to do it. And I think, Rose, stop. Please stop. Just sit down and listen. Thank you. With everybody still in their PJs, Dad is going to start breaking the news. Mr. Man is trying to dominate the conversation, but Dad gives the word and Dan Bright has to stop with his scheming. So Mom's being very encouraging, but Dad's telling everybody that, hey, you know what? Dan Bright is going to be going on his mission trip. This will also be because Dan Bright has had some issues with honesty, and Mom and I and one of you guys have noticed, and, you know, we need to make sure that honesty is a big thing that we have in this household. We are held to a higher standard, all that, yada, yada. I think everybody, you know, they're going to have questions. They're going to miss Danny, and Danny's scared, but the letter of the law has been spoken. Dad and Mom have said so, and it's, you know, it's going to happen. So this is not the first family announcement and discussion that they've had. This won't be the last. So they all understand. This is the kind of honesty that they would expect. Explanations that their parents give them. Some opportunities to ask questions. It's not like it's no communication. It's just, you know, it's sad. It's a sad thing that they have to process, that they're not going to see him for a while, and that it's not under the best circumstances. Let's see, it is clean and dry. Okay, so we can put this away. Everybody is sort of getting ready. I will meet you back for when Dan Bright has to go on that plane. Alrighty, guys. Danny has said his goodbyes to everybody. He is now saying goodbye to his twin, Rose. Rose is sad, so he's going to discuss that with her and like, hey, I know we're not going to see each other for a while, but you know I love you, and I'm going to be thinking about you all the time. Oh, poor Rose. This is really hard. They've always been together, you know? Maybe not always doing the same stuff or into the same things, but, you know, always around, always there. And, you know, this is hard for all the siblings, but I think especially for Rose and Danny. So they are just saying their goodbyes. And before he leaves, Dad has one more conversation that he has to have with Danny. He has to discuss staying pure. Listen, you're gonna see girls over there. You're not gonna be under my eye. You make sure that you are doing what we have raised you to do. Danny, this is something that I require. I can tell you guys, he's having a pleasant conversation, I think, with his dad. So he's appreciative of James's advice, but normally there would be a sentiment down here or a buff that would say that, oh, he's going to be pure until he gets married. Let me see if it is possibly in Simology. Kleptomaniac, he was a happy infant, a collector, a missionary, high self-esteem, adventurous. Guys, it did not stick. And furthermore, Danny is cheered to death. His cheeriness can often be contagious, but sometimes it can also be painfully grating. So he's not about this whole thinking of other Sims kind of thing. I gotta tell you guys, of all of our Sims, Danny concerns me the most. He is ready to get going. Listen, purity culture has all sorts of problematic things about it, right? Like, I'm not a proponent of that. However, if you are in a culture where purity is very prized, I think Danny would not be the guy that you would want to be in that culture with if it doesn't work for him, for you to have those goals. Well, he doesn't care how much it matters to you, and he's not asking you to break your vow of purity for your betterment. It's for him. So guys, I will see you in Salvadorada. All right, guys, here we are in Salvadorada. This is our vacation home. It's set up as a vacation. We know it's a disciplinary mission trip. This is modeled after the Encanto house. This is not a build of mine. I got it from the gallery. If you search Encanto, it will come up. I searched it because I know that it would be South American themed and would have a lot of bedrooms, and that's what I needed. So it would also be beautiful. I knew that. So definitely, if you were looking for something, I would suggest downloading this house. Danny is talking with Mr. Timothy Davis. I had him join their household just for the ease of it all. I don't know. They do have quite a gaggle of children. I don't know if all the children are going to be staying or if it's just, Timothy, his wife, and his oldest. He does have a couple of things in his inventory because they are on vacation, and I'm just going to pop some of those into Danny's inventory. But let's take a look at Mr. Timothy's sim profile. So my man is judgmental, adventurous, romantic, and he's a missionary. So great combination. I think he and Danny are going to get along very, very well. We're going to ask his help learning a symbol verse. We're going to play it very, very nice, close to the chest. You know, they're feeling each other out. Timothy knows what Danny was sent here for. We're going to ask for prayers. You know, we're going to do our best to fake repentance. Ooh, look at that. Let's dig up some stuff. Whoa. This is Stone Davis, Timothy's son. Wonderful. And then we have, hello, excuse me. You are Miss Lily Davis and Oak Davis. They're just gabbing and talking. Dad is out here with them. Miss Esther Joy Davis is in here. She was just cooking with her daughter, Fern. I think you'll remember Fern from Onyx's mission trip. She was kind of palling around and hanging out with him. Nothing romantic even remotely happened. He had Jill on the brain the whole time. Esther Joy is quite the sweet sim. She is devout. She's family oriented. She's gloomy, so she struggles with a little bit of depression, and she's a trad wife, so she's got a little bit of a ball and chain in her husband. That's great. Fern is loyal. She wants to be a trad wife, and she is devout, so she's a very sweet sim, training to be that helpmeet that she was always expected to be. And you guys, I know this is mean. I think I have decided I'm gonna send the young kids home from vacation. They have an older brother that's back in the States who will be taking care of them. He and his new wife, Helena Mertens, now Davis, will be taking care of them all. We want to just make sure that, you know, we're not distracted from the Watcher's will, I think is how Timothy would think of it. Oh my goodness, Danny is playing in the water. This young man thinks that it is a vacation. And boy, do we have other news for him. He's going to go traipsing in the jungle. Yes, we want to send Stone home. Now, Fern would have been warned by her parents that Danny is a wayward kid. Danny is a wayward soul. He's overheating. Let's change that for you. Danny has made some life decisions that the Watcher is not very proud of. And I think that Fern is just, you know, she's not super naive. She's just doing what she knows to do. She's sharing her testimony. She wanted to anyway with Danny. And it looks like that Danny was joking with her, so he's being very charming. And Fern feels really good about that. She says that she shared a successful testimony. You shared a successful testimony. Hopefully it will inspire the sim to give their heart to the Watcher. So hopefully her hope is that she helps Danny redeem himself a little bit through her own experiences with the Watcher by sharing that. He was just joking with her. I'm going to have him flirt just a tad. The Davises seniors are inside. I'm sure that they feel very safe letting Danny be around their daughter. They know that they've raised her well. That flirt seemed to work. They seemed to like it. So, oh, poor thing. And Mr. Davis is just going to call to a meal. They're all going to break bread or salad together in this case. So they'll share a meal. They'll talk about some expectations, I would imagine. Mr. Davis is leading this discussion. He is going to talk to his wife, just set the expectation. Look, we're going to have pleasant conversation here. We know that Danny is here to repent for his sins. We know that he's already repented to the Watcher, but he needs to pay a little bit of homage, and we're going to help with that. So we've got, what is he doing? He's just chatting with everybody. You know what? Fern is very annoyed by being near her judgmental dad. I would imagine that she's very hard on herself for being annoyed with her father. And right now, Timothy is hitting all the right notes. He's talking about, you know, the Watcher with Danny. He just talked with his daughter about her purity vow and made sure that that was in front of him, to affirm his expectations with Dan Barite about how he's going to treat his daughter, his property. Not every dad views their daughter that way, even in this cult, but he definitely does. So it serves to tell him that this is his property and back off. and to maybe embarrass her a little. This would be something that she would not like discussing in private, much less in public and with her dad. I should also mention, guys, Davis Ministries got run out of Tilmarang because of how awful he was being to the natives, how disrespectful he was to their already established culture. The fact that these guys are getting on so well is a little more than concerning, especially given what we know about Danny, how manipulative he can be. He is like turning on the charm factor. I don't think for a minute that Timothy has the wool pulled over his eyes, because he recognizes somebody cut from the same cloth. He knows that this is going to be about how to use Danny's tendencies against him to keep Timothy's thumb on top of him. Guys, I want to show you the lay of the land a little bit. So obviously down here is our kitchen, our living room. We've got a little study back here. They have a sauna. I didn't see that. Congratulations to them. This is a, quote, vacation home. I would imagine that this American dollar goes much more, goes further and in this part of the country. There is a children's room, which we're not going to be really utilizing. This is Danny's guest room, right across the hall, down the hall from the Davis's bedroom. And Fern should be going up to her bedroom right up at the very tippy top. So she is kept far and away. There would be no reason that Danny would be near anybody, right? Now, Danny is a teenage person in general, so is Fern. They have been incredibly coached to safeguard their purity, so they would be on the defense, on the lookout. And I think for someone like Danny, this is like a challenge accepted kind of moment. Oh, Timothy and Esther Joy are getting biblical with it. Now, this isn't to say that you have to be in love with everybody, or that a sim would have to be in love with everybody that they woohooed with. So long as everybody was informed and consenting, that's great. But I can't imagine that Fern would be with the expectations that she has been given around woohoo, and the expectations that she has of marriage and how life is going to go for her, and goals that she feels she wants. I can't imagine that she would want anything casual. I can imagine that Danny may want to explore some things and is not okay with waiting for other people. He will say what he needs to say in order to make it look like he has consent, or he'll pressure where he needs to. But, I think that Danny is probably just manipulative enough. Look at him get in his swimsuit. You know that that's on purpose. Like, he's still covered, but he's trying to, encourage her to put down boundaries where she's been coached not to do that. And he has a special awareness of this. He has to be very, very careful. They should be chaperoned right now. Now, am I saying that Danny can't form a genuine connection? Am I saying that Danny is not capable of real selfless love? No, I think that Danny could, absolutely. Do I think it's likely at this point in his life with the way that he's sort of rebelling against it? No, I don't. I think that he's probably going to go with what feels good for Danny right now, and he's not really in the habit of consulting with other Sims about how they feel and changing his behavior to regard that. It's only ever to serve his purposes. He is going to flirt with Fern just a little bit. I am going to have him try to get to know her. So he would need to be getting to know her interests and what she's all about. They do have a little bit of a romance bar. We'll see where that takes them, but they've got to get to bed because he's going to be up early, traipsing through that jungle, clearing out jungle to make way for more civilization, as Timothy would put it. I would imagine that they're clearing more jungle to be able to make more room for things. Danny is definitely going to find some things, I think, to swipe as he comes up here. We'll see if he actually learns anything. Guys, this Saturday, if all goes well and my health holds, thank you for your patience in this, then we will be streaming the next part of Danny's mission trip. I hope to see you guys there. I literally don't know how this is going to go. I can imagine a little bit of chaos. So let me know what you guys are thinking for this mission trip, how this is going to go, what Danny is going to get himself into. You guys, I hope good things, but I think I know Danny too well to really be sold on that. I will see you guys next time I stream or post. Thank you for your eyeballs, for liking, for commenting, for subscribing. Watch or bless, you guys, and as always, happy simming.